What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the farm. So there hasn't really been a bunch going on here recently, but we did just start a new project. We got a couple of cool new cats here at the farm. We got the big excavator and we got the big loader over here because we have started work on, putting in a pond. We are putting in a little fishing hole slash swimming hole. It's going to be somewhere around like a little bit over a half-acre pond that we are putting in. We're damming up this ravine, this runoff that's down here just below the barns and kind of below the chicken coop. See, we got the coop up there just for a little bit of reference. The house and the old barn are over here, and then the sugar house and the mechanical barn are back behind me. So I will walk down here and we'll show you guys what's going on. So unfortunately, as with a few of the other cooler projects that have actually gone on here at the farm, these guys work just like I do. So they, while I'm at work all day long, that's when they're here getting the work done at the farm. So I'm missing out on a lot of cool footage. Dad has been able to get some with his phone, so I'm planning on, there will be some other videos about this, just kind of showing you guys what's going on in this one. But so have kind of missed being able to watch some of it and, you know, be able to do any like fun time lapses or anything, but I think it's still going to be pretty cool to show you guys what's going on. So not all the dirt that you see is actually going to end up being water. He had to go around and scrape all the topsoil. The water line is actually going to be a couple feet back this way from where the dirt is, but he had to scrape all the topsoil to make sure that there was clay underneath this, because topsoil will not hold water. You have to have clay. So we had to scrape to the clay just to make sure it was here, and then they'll be doing a little bit of compaction. They actually have, if I can get the camera to turn, they actually have a sheep's foot here as well. You know, the big steam roller that has the knobby roller on the front of it, and I believe it actually vibrates too to really get good compaction. But what they've been working on the past couple of days has been the dam. So this actually yesterday was 12 feet deep. So right now there is, I don't know, maybe that's about 3 foot left over there. So they've probably built up about 9 or 10 feet of clay below where I'm standing. And they bring in a little bit of clay and then they compact it with the sheep's foot. And then they bring in more clay and they compact it again. So they are just building this up. This is what's called the keyway. This is what's going to actually hold the dam rock solid, rock steady, and make sure that it can't get moved by the weight of all of that water. So they will continue to keep building up this keyway. We are hoping to get to a height of about 13 feet. When we shot it with the laser, 13 feet is what will bring our water level to my desired height, our desired height, coming back up the hill this way. But then that is all dictated on how much clay we can find, how much clay we can scrape to get that built up. So we might not quite be able to get all the way up to 13 feet, but that's the hope. Now as I walk back up the hill from the dam, the camera just does not give great perspective on how steep this actually is on either side. There will be some shaping that will go on in here and over on this side to give it a bit more of a bowl shape, and then all of the some of the extra topsoil that's been scraped, that will end up over on the dam. You know, we've got big stockpiles of topsoil, you know, going on up over here. Some of that ends up on the dam, and a lot of the rest of it will use to feather out the shoreline outside of the shore to make sure that it's a gentle slope down to the water, because I do need it to still be safe to be able to come and, you know, cut the grass around it and be able to, you know, still maintain it and everything. So I will keep pulling the camera out and do a couple of updates over the next few days. The way they're talking, may even be by the end of the week that they finish up with all of the site work. So yeah, we'll keep pulling the camera out. I'll get the hopefully I can get home one day while they're here and get the drone up while they're doing some work, and it's really cool to watch. So it's the next day. I actually got home in enough time today that he's still here working. So I don't know if you can hear the rumble down there on his sheep's foot that he's running, so it's vibrating at the same time. as he's compacting the dam down there. I don't know if it'll come through on the video or not, the rumbling noise, kind of the vibration noise as it's rolling. But he got a few more feet put on the dam. We'll head down there once he's done, stay out of his way for now. So now from down here below the dam, you can get a little bit better, and I hope it translates onto the camera, you can get a little bit better perspective of actually the dam getting built up. And he hasn't started to cut in and creating the bowl yet, but you are starting to get a feel for like the size and the scale of it down here. So this is the back side of the dam. So he's been building this up, and then he's also building it up from over here. So you know they will meet here at the keyway. So this dirt pile here is kind of hiding it. We are built up a little inside the keyway, a little more today, but most of what he worked on was building up the backside here. And you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but this is all super compacted with the sheep's foot. And then tomorrow he is going to start cutting in the bowl and work on tapering the shorelines a little bit, making sure it's a nice gradual slope down into the pond. So if for some reason you had to, you were in and you had to climb out, it's not too steep that you won't be able to climb out of it. Got to consider, we will have kids here one day. We want to make sure everything's safe, for when this serves as a swimming hole. Again, down here. Don't know if you can quite get the perspective, but to down about here, we're up, I don't know, I would say 10 or 12 feet at least. And maybe we've got another 10 feet to go on the dam here as well. I hope this translates over to video. One thing that I really noticed with a project like this is it's amazing watching somebody who runs equipment all day. That's what they do, actually run equipment. I have a decent amount of experience running, we own a Bobcat. I own a large tractor with, a bigger size tractor with a loader on the front of it. I've run mini excavators. I have, I don't know, at least a couple or a few hundred hours experience running machinery, but, that versus thousands and thousands of hours, just the way he makes all of this look so easy. It's just, it's really impressive stuff. And I guess the last thing for today, these big stockpiles of topsoil that are all over the place, these are going to go back and get spread back out, along the shorelines and stuff. And we'll get some, I don't know, probably like some ryegrass or something that's really fast growing, because we're going to need to get something growing on those shorelines, because it's kind of the four-letter word right now. But if we get some rain, we do not want all of this topsoil washing down in and silting out the bottom of the pond. We want to try to avoid all of that erosion. So rain is kind of our four-letter word right now. So hopefully it holds off. It's supposed to stay dry the rest of the week, and he can get the rest of this dam built up, get the bowl dug, and then we can get the topsoil spread back out, get some seed and some straw on it. We'll be off to the races. We are off to another next day. Lots of earth moving today. Started cutting in the bowl. Did some shoreline work. This is going to be just above the water line, a little flat area. And they really have built up the dam back there. Same thing over here, another flat area. Water line will be just below that. Like I said in the last little clip, gonna stay out of their way while they're working. But we will go down there later. So kind of the order of the operations, what's going on is he's digging with the hoe, working on the bowl, moving the dirt over. They're using the dozer to move it around where they need it on the dam. and he's starting to track it in with the dozer. And then they're coming behind. One of them will hop back in the sheep's foot and really compact it. So you can see all the darker colored dirt. That's the stuff that they've been digging. That's this new layer. Underneath, you can kind of see right here. That's where they compacted the last layer with the sheep's foot. So they're adding another probably somewhere between 18 inches to 2 foot in this layer. Tracking it in with the dozer. See, he's running the blade, backtracking, leveling it out. And then they'll get back in the sheep's foot to make sure that it's really compacted. But the dam is getting really thick. Really starting to get some shape to it now. Well, we are another couple of days into the future. The dam has pretty well taken shape. The bowl has pretty well taken shape. And it's been raining today, so gonna take a look down here. You might have even just seen it in the background. Take a look down here and see if we're holding any water yet. So the dam is pretty well finished. It is gonna come up a little bit more. Right now we are basically even. We're at the same elevation for our kind of like our flat walking path that's around the top portion here. Let's see if I can make it down this hill and not slip in the mud. So you can kind of see it's built up a little bit here. It's not quite down on this end yet. That's where the spillway is going to be. It's going to work its way around and then down off the back side. Can't really, well, not really willing to climb down in there, but we're about 14 feet from down where the tires are to the top of the dam, a little over 14 feet. We put these tires in here. They're strapped to some plastic pallets for a little bit of fish habitat. Might still end up doing something else here on the side. Thinking the dock is probably gonna end up down there off the dam. Taking a look down from here on top of the dam. What they've been working on now is building up the back side of the dam here, so there's somewhat of a manageable slope on this side. Dad helped me stretch out the big 300-foot tape measure. We had to go from the point down there down here to the dam to try to figure out the square footage. You know, we needed the base and then the height of this triangle shape to be able to figure out the square footage. Figured that out somewhere around 6,600 square feet, which is about 0.16 acres. So not even quite a quarter of an acre, but it's really deep and it's going to hold quite a bit of water. So I am going to go ahead and call that a wrap on this video. I know I've got quite a few little clips to get put together, but this will definitely not be the last of the pond videos. We're going to have to do some stuff finishing around the pond. There'll be in the spring, hopefully there'll be enough water, we'll be able to do a fish stocking video. Dad has tons of footage on his phone. I'm hoping he'll be able to get airdropped to me and I can do some cool machinery videos of them doing all of the earth moving that I missed while I've been at work every day while they've been here working on building the dam and digging out the bowl and everything. Dad has a bunch of cool video of that, so hoping to be able to do a video on that as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. It wasn't too much talking and there was at least a little bit of fun stuff to look at. If you did enjoy it, think about hitting that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until next time, y'all, we will see you.